What's the difference between masking and being presentable and sociable? It's how we feel within, and others can sense this. When we mask, it's because we're actually feeling tense, dense, reactive, self-conscious. We're overthinking, putting ourselves above, below others on the inside. And that becomes these forceful, fearful behaviors we do on the outside. And masking is something that happens universally. Some of us mask because we are just scared. Our experiences in the past have taught us, oh, we can't be too sharp, we can't be sharp or soft. So then we use these masking techniques to hide what we're truly thinking and feeling. And sometimes we do it unconsciously, it just happens. The people-pleasing matrix is real. And some of us may just not be as aware and conscious of social cues and social dynamics, and that's okay. But we're also masking because of confusion within or overstimulation, anxiety. So no matter who you are, where you are on the spectrum, if you believe that you are on the spectrum or not, or if you were diagnosed with it or not, my point is we all mask. And also, personally me, I might be a little bit neurospicy. I don't even know, because I've really had to work on my self-expression. But at the same time, I've always been very socially aware of people, very socially aware of social dynamics, very aware of social dynamics, and I've always been good at navigating it. So for me, sometimes I feel like I'm super neurotypical, and sometimes I feel like I'm super spicy neurally. I mean, again, I've never been tested. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now, but what I'm just trying to say is the social masking epidemic is a universal thing that happens. But when we're sociable and presentable, we can still share or not share certain things. We can have intentions. We can present ourselves in different ways, play with personas. But the difference is we're conscious and regulated on the inside, and we feel good. There's a flow that's happening inside and out. How do we actually get into this flow? Like I said, it's a balance within us, a balance between us. And before we focus on others, we got to really get that balance within first. It's a balance of sharp and soft, and also just an awareness of our emotions and thoughts that are emerging and shifting out of forceful and fearful states. What I was saying earlier, when we're sociable and presentable, we're conscious and regulated. We're aware of everything, we're aware of it all, but nothing that we're aware of is triggering us. Or at least we can catch the trigger and shift it immediately. We stay in that flow. And the way that I got to this point was to really learn how I naturally express myself, how I naturally process and think. And if you guys really watch, like, if you see my editing structure or just watch me a lot, I need time to process. Like, I just have these mini meditations, even when I'm talking. And when I can do that for myself, I stay the most conscious and the most regulated. So understanding how we process, how we talk, how we express, even like down to things like, how can we use our voice and tone in a way that saves our energy, but we can speak clearly? There are so many things we can explore with the ways that we express ourselves. So exploring, knowing all of that, embracing it all, so we allow ourselves to speak directly, going for things when we're speaking, when we're expressing. But then we balance that sharpness of us, the confidence, the going for it, with softness, the flow, meaning we take breaks, we breathe, release, and reset. Especially if we're currently still in a place where we mask a lot, we can feel ourselves getting into masking a lot and we don't want to, then we just, every time we're talking, every few moments we slow down a bit, or we just breathe, release, reset. And what we're doing here with the breathing, releasing, and resetting is catching any onsets when we're about to get a bit more unconscious as we're talking, or we're starting to get self-conscious, or we're starting to get forceful, we're starting to want to prove a point. or we're just starting to doubt ourselves, hesitate. We catch it, we release it, and we come back to me and we just let it be. So trust how you naturally be, but remember to breathe and release. So once you get better at that balance within, you know how you express now and you're aware and conscious of your own self, your own thoughts and emotions. You can catch and shift states back to that conscious and regulated state. Then now you can extend this to others. And the balance and flow between one another is also a balance of sharp and soft. Sharp is your awareness and your intentions. You go for things. You speak up. You ask questions. You give people eye contact. You stay eye level with people. You're right there. You're not afraid, no fear. And we balance this sharp with softness. Softness is your ability to flow and your grace. You're empathetic. You're understanding. You can get intimate with people. You are not afraid to be present and soft and intimate with people as you're engaging with them. And when you can balance that sharp and softness, then you naturally start to weave in your conversations. And this is what causes magnetism, that sociable and presentable energy where they can feel it coming inside and coming from the inside out from you. When I say weaving, it's kind of this dynamic back and forth flow that you start to cultivate and guide. You notice everything. You know what these people are saying, what this person is saying, what yourself is saying. You can stay aware of how long have you been talking, how long have they been talking. You're very present on the topics that are being talked about. You can kind of process and stay present at the same time, but you're not getting worked up about anything you're processing. You're not judging. You're just very present. So you're not afraid to jump in if someone is talking for a long time, and then now you just, okay, I'm going to keep this like cadence going by jumping in and sharing my point. But once you share up to a certain point, you then naturally add a question. So what do you guys think? Or have you guys had a similar experience? You feel the flow. You know when it's about to get to the edge, and then you just like guide it to the other side. Just remember ping pong energy. You speak, you let them speak. When they speak, listen, reiterate what they're saying, ask questions, but then relate that back to you. Give yourself a chance to speak too. Have different opinions. It's okay if you don't agree on certain things. Don't just be a people pleaser, but have different opinions without shutting people down. Be curious, be open. You can agree to disagree. You can, push your points a little bit, but you feel when it's about to get forceful, fearful, you breathe and you let it be. And if shit happens, unexpected moment happens, you make mistakes, you don't say something correctly, let it be. Who cares? Or call it out yourself. I didn't used to know how to express this in words, but then when I really looked at it, it's really just being in the flow. It's like I'm hyper present of everyone, but I'm just flowing with it all and connecting the dots, and I have no force and fear in me. It's just happening. So for you to be able to stay in that state, it's about catching and shifting force and fear. Because, okay, I'll be real. A huge part of why I started doing my content is because I've always been so good at this, but I've had so many moments in the past where I would lose it. In the moments, like I would be so socially magnetic, I'm talking, but then I also allow them to talk. Like I'm making everyone feel so included, but also inclusive and exclusive at the same time. But all of a sudden I would lose it. And I would notice that people I can tell that they're judging me. Or I just get self-conscious. And it is because I didn't give myself those breaks, those periods, those little moments to breathe, release, and reset. And even if others are looking at you, you're doing this live in real time, let it be. Let it happen. Let them, let you, let me. That will be a much more impressive act than you pushing your words and actually getting unconscious and you start to word vomit, word blab. If you have a lot of social anxiety, again, really just spend time with yourself first. Get to know yourself, find balance within you. Then practice one-on-one. But eventually you'll be able to master group conversations and even guide and lead and direct them. And it's going to feel organic and natural because all you're doing is you're just very present. But again, you're not being triggered by what you're aware of, what you're seeing and sensing. And because you know the balance of sharp and soft in your breathing, you have the ability to be, it's like Wanda-Vision. It's you're conscious and aware of everything that's happening around you, but you can still focus on people talking. You have peripheral senses, but you can stay present as well. People all around you are talking and you're paying attention to everyone. You're looking at everyone and you remember what this person said and this person said. So then you'll be like, and a new topic comes up and then you start saying your own story. Oh yeah, I was there last week and I did this and that. But hey, Joyce, you mentioned that you did this before, right? And also Sarah, when you mentioned you did that before, right? Isn't it kind of similar to this experience that I'm going through? And at the minimum, even if you don't remember all the details, you kind of sense people and you can just ask questions. You just can ask questions about this person. And once this person, you ask them a question and they respond with something, you just share your own stories and then you look at everyone in the eye. And naturally, in this present moment, as you shift your gaze to someone else, and you're breathing and you linger there for a moment, then another question will come up. Or whatever the answer from this person you just asked a question about, you can tie it into this person. No force, no fear, but make it clear. And it's all a balance within and between. May the flow be with you.